What's going on, Cougar fans? Peter Borkowski here on the Cougar Sports Network, bringing you this edition of Coaches Weekly. And once again, I'm joined by head coach of CUC Women's Soccer, Coach Eddie Garza. Welcome back to the show. Excited to talk to you today.
I'm looking forward to it.
Well, Coach, we've had some good things happen since last time we talked, and let's start this past Saturday. It was Senior Day here in River Forest, taking on the rival Concordia CUW, and you guys came out with a last-minute 1-0 win over the Falcons. But before we get to that, I do want to talk about a little bit about the seniors who were honored on that day. You had 9 players walk the field, kind of get all the celebrations usually associated with Senior Day. And I know you've probably said your piece about these players already, but maybe just one more time for this interview's purpose. Can you just talk about what this senior class has meant for this program? I know you've only seen them for this season and last season, but I'm sure you can just tell in that time how much of an impact they had.
Yeah, the amount of growth this program has had, a lot of it's contributed to them. They've bought into the process, they invested their time, and you've seen the growth that the program has had, and I think they've been big facilitators of that. It's unfortunate I've only had them for 2 years, but so I view them as sophomores, right? And maybe them graduating from a junior college. But I think wherever they continue on, whether they choose to play that extra year somewhere else, or getting in the real world, I think they have tremendous high ceilings for themselves if they continue with this process and momentum of this discovery that they've journey that they've been part of.
Right. And one of those seniors, Juliana Paulson, was the hero of that game, scoring the last-minute goal for the 1-0 win. And it's kind of becoming a habit for Paulson to score these last-minute goals. She did it against Benedictine. That secured the 1-1 tie. And then again, she did it against CUW for the win. So, what is it about her game that allows her to come up clutch in those last-minute situations? And we've seen it a couple of times from her. I believe it was her against that Rockford game who scored the game winner. So just what about Juliana Paulson allows her to succeed in those high-pressure late game situations?
She puts her body on the line. She sacrifices. She doesn't quit on plays. And when this game has these moments where the ball bounces in your favor, the only thing you got to do is tap it in. She's shown that she can handle that pressure moment. You've seen those opportunities missed at every level, and she, consistently is confident in her ability, and I'm all the goals that she's scoring is purely off of her work, and that just goes to show determination will help us get those big moments and opportunities.
Definitely. And this past Wednesday, you guys welcomed Edgewood to River Forest. Edgewood, a very solid program. You guys came away with the 0-0 tie for them. And your next contest will be a non-con on Sunday against Elmhurst. So from that 0-0 tie, obviously you're happy to walk away with a tie, but what improvements do you want to see from that game in this Elmhurst game? Because having a non-con this late in the season, while a little unusual, can be kind of beneficial to work on some last-minute things before the season finale, which we'll talk about in a second. So from that Edgewood game, what are some of those things that you kind of want to see tuned up and maybe see executed in that Elmhurst game?
Yeah, the most obvious one is capitalize on our opportunities and maybe create a few more. I think throughout the season, our defending has been extraordinary. I think we have one of the top back lines in the defensive unit in the conference, which includes our back line and goalkeepers. And,
right.
Offensively, I think we just need to trust in our ability and be persistent. It's a common theme now that we're talking about, and that persistence will help us create those opportunities and then eventually score more goals. So going into Elmhurst is a good opportunity to fine-tune those things, getting us ready for that final match against Dominican.
Right, and let's talk about that Dominican game. You're ending the regular season. It's hard to believe it's already here. And next Wednesday at Dominican, the cross-street rivalry, one of the biggest this school has. So in that final game, what do you really want to see out of this team to say that you ended the regular season on a good note? I know there's still some playoff implications, but if this is your last game of the year, what's going to make you say, hey, that was a satisfying note to end the regular season on?
Historically, prior to me even coming here, they haven't had a result against Dominican. I think we're playing our best soccer. I think the team is ready for it. And again, I think it's also a great send-off for the seniors, whether we get into conference or not. This game determines that. So let's control what we can. And if we don't get in, we beat Dominican. If we do get in, it's because we beat Dominican. And
right.
I think that's just a way to push the program forward. And also, because Dominican historically, not this year, but I mean, they have a good coach and they also have a very good program. So to say that we can compete with them, I think it's really going to push the program in the right direction.
Definitely. Well, before that Dominican game, the Cougars are back in action this upcoming Sunday against Elmhurst. That is a 12 p.m. start time. Coverage for it can be found on CUCougars.com. And then they end the regular season next Wednesday at Dominican. That is a 3 p.m. start time. Coverage for both those games can be found at our website, CUCougars.com. Coach Garza, thanks again for joining me today, and have a good luck on the rest of the regular season. Hopefully we have some playoff soccer to talk about next time we meet. But until then, this is Peter Borkowski signing off of the Cougar Sports Network and wanting to say, as always, go Cougars!